Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Hayes Crute Outside. I'm Hayes Crute. Today we're out in Fisherville, Kentucky, on a small private pond. As you can see, absolutely beautiful day. Today we're using a mini whopper plopper. It's September, so water temperatures are starting to dip. Not a lot of structure here, not very deep. Gets to be maybe 6 feet at the deepest. Not much structure. There's a little pile of rocks right here in the middle. Outside of that, it's a bunch of algae. And today we're just going to go out and see what we can catch. Again, using some top water, very shallow. A lot of the edges no more than a foot or two, mixed in again with some algae. Definitely some turtles, some frogs. But I like the whopper plopper because of the noise that it makes. And I also like using primarily top water because I love it when a bass strikes that at the surface. You know, bottom baits, you really don't get to see that. And I just love that bass coming up and nailing the top water. But let me start off here on I usually do a counterclockwise, start off on the edge and just work my way around, and then I'll slide down and fish down there where it gets real shallow. So let's give it a shot. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. So usually when I'm fishing with top water, as soon as it hits, you know, I just take my time, let those ripples disperse, let it sit there for a few seconds, maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And once it's dissipated, I'll kind of pop it like you would a top water popper. There we go. Give it another second. Then just start reeling it in. I borrowed the fishing pole, so it's nothing fancy. I think it's a tournament special from Bass Pro Shop. The line on it is a little bit thick for the pole, but it'll do the trick. Usually I'll stop it. If there's something following the fish, if you stop it right before you pop it out of the water, a lot of times it runs right into their mouth and they'll just gulp it because it hit them in the face. Caught a bunch of 1-2 pounders out of here before, but I have, as usual, heard tale of a monster bass that's in here, and I'd like to catch that. And I like to do it counterclockwise or clockwise because I'll have some form of, you know, instead of just throwing it all over the place, I'll have some type of pattern so I know where I've cast to make sure I'm not overlapping a spot too much. Watched the first football game, NFL football, yesterday, Sunday, and man, it was a little depressing. I'm a Washington fan, and one of our top receivers, Curtis Samuel's, out for 3 weeks, and of course Fitzmagic's hurt himself beginning the game. We got our first loss, and we did not look good losing. It's one thing to lose in a close game. We really didn't even look like we were in a fight. A little depressed over that. But if you got a favorite team, please put that down in the description. There's a box for that. Tell us what your team is, what's your prediction. I had Washington winning the division. I think that's now in jeopardy. I thought Dallas looked pretty good, and you know, go figure, the Eagles, that might be the surprise team. Now it's only one game, but they didn't look bad at all. Defense looked pretty good. Hurts looked pretty decent. So it's it might be a tough year for me. Fortunately, the Cowboys and the Giants lost, so we're still in it, but man, that didn't look good. You guys hear that plopping sound it makes? And it's not a super fast retrieve, just kind of a medium retrieve. I can go slower if I want. I can go faster. So I can take my time. I'll stop it here and there. Get a little pop. Doesn't have a lot of string on it. That's why I'm not being able to cast. Normally I can cast all the way across this pond, but last few people that have used it, looks like they ran out the line, so I need to get some more line for the pole. Got him. To see him, I picked him up. I stopped, popped it a couple times. He came back around. Get up. Little tiny dab. It's only about 2 feet right there. Not in the middle. Again, it'll get down a little bit deeper, but there's a big flat right here about 2 feet deep. Lots of algae, grasses, stuff like that. They treat it for the algae, but sometimes it's hit or miss. As you can see, there's a bunch here on the edge. It does get fed from up there, but if you haven't had a lot of rain, there's not a lot of water coming down the hill. So it's almost stagnant. Had the, you can see that berm right there. That's actually where they dammed it up to make it this big. It's not a natural pond. Oh, that's a damn turtle. All right, get back out of there. Go. He came right up and just tagged that as it was coming in. Little baby snapping turtle. Caught 4 bass altogether on the whopper plopper, but I'm still going for that big bass. I'm switching up, going for a little bit deeper diver. Wham! Getting bigger. This is a medium diving crankbait, and whenever I cast up into the shallows, I just kind of leave it up at the top and just lightly tap it and jerk it in, leaving it up at the top so it's not grabbing up all the algae. There we go. Got him. See, there's only about a foot of water there, so and it's a deep diving rig, so I just had to pop it a little bit at the top. Not bad. I think I caught you yesterday. Little rattle. Not bad. Well, it's been a pretty good couple days of fishing. Caught 8 bass altogether, ranging from 1 pound to 3 pound. Caught a turtle. So good times. Can't beat fishing, right? But I appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe. Next time I'm out on this pond, we're going to be looking for a 15-pound catfish that everyone keeps telling me is in this thing. We'll see. But again, thanks for watching. Have a great one. See you next time. Hayes Crew Outside.